So how fitting is it that I'm stood outside the Undertakers here at Port Aventura World, and I just thought about something with regards to Hell in a Cell. Obviously Hell in a Cell is coming back at Bad Blood. It's the anniversary of the very first match, which featured a certain wrestler who shares this name. And the point I want to think about and talk about here is, did Hell in a Cell peak with that epic match between The Undertaker and Mankind? And the thing is, I'd argue as well, it could have even peaked with that first match. You know, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker at the first Bad Blood pay-per-view, you know, they went to town and they were really able to over-deliver. I think Shawn Michaels learned from, you know, the first kind of ladder match WWE promoted, that, you know, the whole less is more approach. And I think he really plays a lot of the structure and sells the story of the match quite well. But obviously when we talk about Hell in a Cell, the spots that kind of come up, and they will come up for eternity, is on that night in June in 1998, Mankind entered Hell in a Cell and he went up against The Undertaker. In that match, he took potentially what would become arguably, sorry, Stampede in the background, racing away. Arguably, Mankind became famous for the match. You know, he is the namesake really of the match. You know, and you know, the first throw off the cell has been replayed numerous times. It kind of is always in this kind of, you know, don't try this at home kind of type of video. And it seems that obviously the forgotten things in this match are that the second fall happened moments later, with the Undertaker choke slamming Mick Foley through the roof of the cell. The original cell structure that was, it was not forgiving up there. You know, you could lose your footings quite easily there. And Undertaker, you know, in doing so, you know, became synonymous with the match as well, because he was involved with the first two matches, of which both of them are fantastic contests. But did it peak there? Because although we've seen some really extreme moments in later years, and they've obviously tried to do their best to, you know, they did the Shane McMahon Undertaker contest where obviously Shane dove off the cell. They've had Rikishi fall off the cell in the only to date multi-person Hell in a Cell contest. You know, they've done I think they've done a tag team. They haven't done another multi-person. Oh no, I stand corrected. I think they did one with Punk, Del Rio and John Cena. But even so, yeah, very minimal. They've always been used to a singles feud, it seems, Hell in a Cell structure. But yeah, what do you think? Like, did it peak with that? Like, I think in terms of the bumps, the falls, and the kind of significance of the falls, you know, because now if someone was to be pushed off the cell now, we know they'd have the crash pads. Almost got run over. You know, they'd have the crash pads underneath the table. You know, we know that they'd have multiple kind of, it wouldn't be as kind of spontaneous as it was, you know, in that first contest. Or that second contest. It's an interesting one. Obviously more discussion on this on the Rebellious Noise channel, and we'll see you soon.